I'm Marty Latman. Welcome to my Networking Corner. Each month at the Networking Corner, we have different sessions to help you improve your networking skills. Today, I would like to talk about the in-person interview preparation. Many of us have been on different interviews at different times. Let's first look about the interview and how you would get an interview. Generally, you would get an interview where the person knows about you, he knows you personally, heard about you from other people, discovered you on LinkedIn or other internet searches that they've done. Maybe you have sent in your resume or direct mail letter. In any event, they know about you. So what you can do when you set up an interview, you could really set the tone of the interview up before the interview itself by creating a positive impression. And this is how you do it. When you're asked about the interview, setting up the time, etc., you might want to ask the following questions. Who will I be meeting with? What are their positions? What's the dress code? What's going to be the length of the conversation or the interview? Could you provide me with directions of the location where it will be? You want to avoid the stress of finding this area, this location. Can I get a copy of the job descriptions? What will be the main focus of our discussion? After getting this information, from the time that you end this call to the time of the interview, you want to do research. You want to research the company, and there are different ways you could do that. Through newspapers, magazines. For the public companies, you could use the 10Ks, the 10Qs, look on the internet, and talk to different people. You could talk to people who have been in your networking groups, people who you have found on the net who have worked for these companies through LinkedIn, etc. When you have these conversations, however, be aware people sometimes have bias. As a result of it, you have to filter through that. The more people you will speak to, the better will be your ability to evaluate what different people talk about this organization. You also want to check the company website, find out what the company is doing, look at trade journals, industry issues, newspapers, etc. Find out about the company and its competitors. When you have an interview, what you want to do, you want to have a conversation. You are a consultant. You want to talk about the company problems and how you could possibly solve those. At the same time, you want to sell and market your skill set to the organization. In doing this, the best way to do it is use examples. It's what I call PARs, where in your past history you have addressed problems, actions, and results. And you create these little stories so that the people on the other end will see you have experienced it and you have solved them. Now, for the interview, for the preparation, what you have to be aware is that it's a conversation. You will be asked questions. At the same time, you will ask questions. Now, the list of questions that can be asked of you is various. It's many. You could go on the internet today and find different interview questions, and I suggest you might want to try that. But generally, there are a core of questions that will be asked of you, such as, tell me a bit about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How do you interact with other people? In these questions, you always want to answer them in a positive tone. You also want to be unique. Every one of us have done things differently, and you want to be different. Set yourself apart from the other people who are being interviewed. At the same time, you want to ask different questions. You would ask questions like, what are my responsibilities? How much authority will I have? Will I have a budget? How much will be my budget? What happened to the prior person in this position? Or is this a newly created position? If there was a person in here before, was that person leaving to be advanced or promotion, or was the person terminated? If they were terminated, why? These are all the different things you could use prior to the interview itself. The preparation is really necessary to have a successful interview. Thank you very much for spending the time with us today. And once again, I'm Marty Latman. We will have other topics at the Networking Corner. If you'd like, please send me your comments, your suggestions for future topics. Thank you very much.